blow a kiss? Can you blow a kiss? Mwah! Hi everybody, so we're here to do an update on for you guys on breastfeeding. I haven't done an update since Emma was 15 months old. I had been doing her monthly updates, and many of you know who follow our channel know that my mom passed away a couple weeks ago. I will put a separate link to that video here because I really don't want to talk about it in this video. But I said that to say we haven't really had time to do any update vlogs for you on how things have been going with Emma and breastfeeding and all of that. So the reason I'm doing this one today is because we are officially done with breastfeeding, and I wanted to do like a separate video to kind of close out that whole thing. And then once Emma turns 17 months old on the 12th, I'll do a 15 and 16 month update for you guys. So this is just going to be like a 16-month breastfeeding update. We had been breastfeeding obviously since the beginning. Emma had been weaning herself more and more and more, normally as things go on, and we were down to once a night for breastfeeding. She started doing that probably around, I want to say like 13 months is when she really started to wean to just breastfeeding at night, and then it was like 2 times a night, and then it went down to like once. So we had been breastfeeding just right before she went to sleep at night, and it had been going really well. She was still very interested in it and didn't feel like, it was time to stop or anything like that. So I was just kind of go with the flow. My goal for breastfeeding was to hit 1 year. And we obviously went far beyond that. I was thinking we were probably going to go till she was about 18 months if she didn't self-wean, which she ended up self-weaning at 16 months. So I'm totally okay with that. What kind of happened, I guess, I don't know if there's really any rhyme or reason to it. She had been, like I said, nursing at nighttime and just before bed. And initially it was like she would nurse for like 5 minutes, and then it went down to like 3 minutes, and then it went down to like 2 minutes, and she just kind of progressively was like just basically self-weaned. I want to say it was maybe 3.5 weeks ago probably that I was putting her to bed and nursing her, and I had noticed a couple days like previous to this she kind of was like just goofing around at nursing time. Like she'd nurse for like maybe a minute or two, but she was just more like interested in just goofing around and like not wanting to go to sleep, and as opposed to like actually nursing. So she had kind of been doing that, and I noticed that that was a little different, and I was kind of thinking, I wonder if she's going to be like just done with it. And a couple days later I laid her down in her rocking chair, or I was holding her in a rocking chair, and we were rocking and going to sleep, and I pulled up, to nurse her, and she just kind of looked at me like, what are you doing? Like she looked at the boob, and then she looked at me and was just like, no thanks, Mom, and just popped her thumb in her mouth and was like, I'm cool. So she literally, it was like that quick that she was just like, I'm done. So I don't really know what prompted it, where it came from. It wasn't anything that I was encouraging or discouraging. I was just basically letting her figure it out, have her own rhythm to doing it, and that's kind of how it went. So she wasn't really difficult at all. I mean, it didn't change her bedtime routine in any way, shape, or form. She wasn't dependent on nursing to go to sleep. She self-soothes in her own way, with her thumb, which that's another thing we'll have to break eventually down the road. But she, it wasn't anything that was like imperative for her to get to sleep. So she just kind of was like, yeah, I think I'll be done. So that's kind of how it ended. As far as like how I feel about it, I don't know. I thought I would be really, really sad, and parts of me are really sad because I feel like breastfeeding her is like the last really baby thing, if that makes sense. It's the last babyhoodish thing that I had with her, and now it's gone. And like, of course, I love that she's a toddler and we have all of these new fun things that we're going through, but I felt like that was just something that was just me and her from the day that she was born. It was just our special time, and we still have special time, but I know that you moms who have nursed your child for an extended period of time know what I mean. So she just she's totally done with it. We have her completely on organic whole milk, which we had been transitioning her from when she turned 1 with mixing pumped breast milk and whole milk in the combination, and then I just slightly made the dosage higher and higher. We're pretty much done. I have 1 bag of breast milk left that I've pumped, and she'll use that tomorrow basically, and she'll be done completely with breast milk. So I had been mixing it in still, even though she was done nursing with her whole milk, but now we're at the end of that stash, so she's completely on whole milk, which she's had, you know, days where she's just had whole milk all day, and she hasn't had any problem with it. So we are totally done with breastfeeding. It's crazy to say, but we made it to almost, you know, 16 months. Yeah. Definitely, we did make it to 16 months. We made it to almost 17 months, which is really exciting, and I'm really proud of both Emma and myself that we were able to make that milestone. Like I said, initially my goal was always just to do 1 year, and we well exceeded that, so yay for us. You know, with me being a full-time working mom, I really feel like that's something to celebrate and be excited about. So I think that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, you can certainly leave them below as a comment, and I think we'll see you guys next time.